Alright, good day everyone, it's Gareth again from Whatchamacallit Gaming, and here we are continuing our modded Captains of Industries playthrough. Now, last episode we were getting our power plant built. We haven't got it yet, because, well, we're out of concrete. But I did as I do normally, I just went to check, see if the mods had been updated, and I'm pleased to say they have. So I have to go back through and recheck the mods and stuff. So cheats, return on the unlimited water. No oil drain. Okay, so this also means that the map never runs out of oil. Well, no, I want oil to drain off the main map. I want this to run out because I want to bring it in from ships. I like doing the whole oil rig thing. The other thing with the updated mod, if I go to settlement, here it is, keep unity full. Yeah. Oh, he watched my video, damn it. Don, I honestly didn't think this had anything to do with me at all. I never actually spoke with the mod author. He must have just seen that I had modded it and was mentioning his mods. Oh, okay. Wow. I will admit, I see YouTube as an entertainment, and the thing I hope will make money. I don't actually see it as people actually paying attention to me whatsoever. Wow. Thank you, I must thank him. Because, yeah. I must thank him, because that's what you do. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because, yeah, I honestly do not see YouTube as people actually paying attention to me at all. If you find it interesting, wonderful. If you don't, you don't. I'm not really that important. Okay, we've got the rail system working. I mean, wow. Sorry, it just surprises me. Because you don't actually realize people actually do. I mean, I've got something that indicates how many people have subscribed to my video, and I see views, but up to this point, I've never actually made that connection, that people actually watch my videos and actually react to them. I will admit, I don't do the comment section because I tend to put my foot in mouth and foot, the whole shebang, and just upset people more often than not. It's just, I tend to be a bit too blunt on things. And given people are sometimes quite sensitive to this, I tend to not... I don't want to start a fight when there's no need to upset anyone. Because there really is no need to upset anyone. So, anyway. Okay, that happened. Back to the game. Awesome. Oops. Sorry, wrong buttons. Wrong buttons. Okay, we need to get this done. I'm seriously considering cheating it. But first... Is it that we don't have... No, we don't have any. Our production is basically stalled, and it's not because we don't have the resources to produce. We can produce. Did we unlock the upgraded model of this? Yes, we did. Do we have the resources to make it? Yes, we do. Okay, let's upgrade these. That way we'll be able to... Sorry, I'm just going to turn volume down a wee bit more. It's also because we're using concrete to build rail lines. Now, we don't actually need, right now, rail lines, and we probably won't need them for quite a while. But I'd rather have them, after all, it's nearly done. I'd rather have them than not. And then when this stops taking concrete slabs, everything else will go back. But we're now actually finally, after, 3 or 4 episodes, starting to get to a point where we're actually getting the resources we need. Because here's the rail line. Let's see this thing unload. Sorry, I'm jinking the camera all over the place. I will admit, one of the things for me, I love steam trains. I've always liked steam trains. They're one of those favorite vehicles I've always liked. But oh yeah, this thing is carrying basically nothing. But it's faster than the trucks, I think. Could we have more than one train on this track? Probably. But it also depends, how full are these? Okay, these are actually full. Except for, we're chewing up a lot of coal. Coal is a big problem, but we have been making more coal vehicles, so we can upgrade the number of mining vehicles working here, though that may not be part of the problem. How are you going? Okay, so we've got all the coal, converted all the mining vehicles I wanted. Oops, wrong thing. How is this actually working? Let me just take a look here. Do we actually... Okay, so we are having a situation where we have empty truck... We have full excavators and empty trucks. We need to add more trucks. Let's just go to 15, and that should be fine. Quit kicking me, cat. I've got a cat on my lap. she's decided to start kicking me in the chest, so that's fun. Okay, and then as soon as this coal power plant is online, which let's face it, let's just get the concrete now. So we'll take 1,000 of those and we'll add them to shipyard. He also modified this. As you can see, he put these further apart. Because remember, I kept hitting add favorite instead of add to shipyard. I kept making that mistake. He updated this as well. So that's awesome. Because I was making that mistake all the time. I would add to favorites and then look, why don't I have any concrete? And then, oh, I did that. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, let me just get his name properly here for you. I'm just going to let it run, so sorry if it's a bit thing, because it's not recording my side, it's recording his side. It's Moriarty, by Moriarty, on Captains of Industries Community Hub. Or Moriarty, sorry, if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I may be pronouncing it wrong, I apologize for that. Getting names right. I speak 2 languages, English and bad English, and 90% of the time it's bad English. So, that's probably where I'm running into a problem. Okay, now this will begin producing power. Awesome. So, and we have a coal reserve, which is nice. This should be sharing it evenly. Okay, yeah, this one is actually full. This one is empty. Why is one empty and one full? Was the truck filling... how much did these take? 240. And each carriage should take 240, right? Doesn't actually tell me how much each carriage takes. If I go here... Oops, wrong building. Right building. I go new train. I click here. 120. Okay, so... one of these structures fully loaded is 2 carriages worth of material. Okay, I think that changed. I think it used to be that one of these equaled 1 carriage. Or when we upgrade to the larger carriage car, we'll be able to do that. Anyway, we've got coal. We just got to keep an eye on this power plant. It's now going to be time to start upgrading our fuel reserves. Let's just see. Yeah, but... okay, it's also filling into the individual rail cars, so that's fine. Yeah, sand may actually become a problem. Sand may actually become a problem. Because we're just not getting rid of it fast enough. I was hoping a single carriage would be enough, but it's not. Until we upgrade the trains, then it'll probably be fine. Okay, we have power. Are we stalling anywhere? No, it doesn't look like we're stalling anywhere. Okay, so what am I going to do now? I'm going to do is I'm going to copy one of these fuel tanks. I'm going to place it there. I'm going to add custom capacity to this tank. I'm going to set it to that. But just this tank. I don't want the other tanks to be custom capacity, just this tank. And then I'm going to delete this entire structure to here. Okay. And I want to copy this tank again, and I'm just going to put it here so that trucks can collect fuel. Okay, just so that when this tank is full, they can collect fuel in the other tank. Then I'm going to just delete this because I don't know if we're going to be modifying this in any way. Then I want to grab these. I want to build another set. And make sure I get this right. Like that. Because I'm also going to modify this. I'm going to have each one of these pumps pump into a separate storage tank. That. Still doing fine with the population. Yeah, right now it's just transferring fuel. Also, do we have a place to put the coal? We may not have a place to put the coal. Where are they delivering the coal? Okay, you can import coal here. We could store the coal for now here, and I'll let them export it as... oh no, that's going to stuff that up where we end up with another loop. Okay. Okay, now the reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to pump fuel. Or do I try balancing this fuel out instead? may pay me to actually do it this way. Like this, and then like this, and then like this. This way, as each tank fills... Oops, I just need to delete this part. Okay, and then these tanks can fill these tanks, and I want to delete these tanks connections, because I'm going to be rebuilding the fuel system completely. And by storing the fuel here, they can at least get to it, which is important. This will be able to store all the fuel that we have, and then it's just a case of getting rid of the coal and getting rid of the rubber. I'm assuming we can't get rid of the rubber because the rubber, rubber is full. Okay, we may have to temporarily build a rubber storage facility just to put it. Okay, now this should be filling these tanks, so that's not going to be a problem. It hasn't overridden the other tanks. No. Okay, so as I hoped, I've just overridden this tank, which is all I want. Let these start pumping fuel here. I will be setting up auxiliary power supplies. This will be our primary power source, but I'm definitely going to set up an auxiliary power source. The biggest hiccup we may run into is we're going to, eventually these water tanks are going to be full. And when they're full, it's going to be a big problem, because then we're not going to have the capacity to continue... I'm getting confused here. We will not have the capacity to cool the water, distill the steam back into water. These storage tanks will eventually be filled up. These will be filled up, and this whole system will stall. That is the only hiccup I have with this particular design. Now, ideally, I would actually configure these pipes not to flow here, but to flow here. And then it would take the water from these tanks first, before taking the water from these tanks. Okay. The problem is, I modify this now, we've got no power. And everything stalls, and people get upset. Trust me, I live in South Africa. We have ESCOM. It's blinking upsetting when the bloody power fails. It is beyond annoying, actually. Okay, but coal supply is not a problem. I definitely want to build it here. I want to run these pipes here. I'll leave this so it evenly shares the water flow from these tanks. But I want to set it up here. It has to take from these tanks first, before it draws from these tanks. That way these tanks can be filled and these tanks can constantly be emptied. And hopefully that'll forestall us stalling the whole power grid. It would be nice to do so. Let's let the trucks finish what they're currently doing. Okay, that's fine. Copy, dump. We're gonna have to level this whole place. But the idea thing is, once we get to this side, we'll move it across. I am actually still recording. Yep, I didn't screw up that time. Because last time that's what I did. I forgot to record. It was like, oops. Okay, and with the upgraded fuel storage tank depot, we're good there. Where else do I have tanks that I need to upgrade? Here. And what about production here? Is this going quicker? Yeah, it is a bit quicker. And what are we running short on? Nothing. The system is working full power. Okay, you see, now we have full train tracks, so if we wanted to build a rail line from here all the way up, all the way up here, all the way across here, to here, we can do so. Or all the way down here. Okay, this is a very big map. You don't actually realize it because you're focusing on your tiny part of it, but it is a very big map. Okay, that's done. This is being stripped. Right. I copied a building that was being decommissioned, so it automatically assumed this has to be kept empty. Fuel reserves are fine. Okay, game was just saving. Let's fix my screw up here. We're going to temporarily lose power. Pause that. Let's go here. Yeah, okay. How am I running this, though? If I run it from here, and here, and then I run short of connection points. I could run these two here, but I actually need a... There is a modded load balancer, I think it was added. What do you like? Okay, you're 4 in and plenty out. Can I change this? No. Okay. It would be fine if it was like this configuration, but I'm assuming later on, as the mod author updates, it'll work, but for right now it's not. So, I need to do... Let's think here. Okay, I need to build another one. It's gonna go there. No, this is actually wrong. Wrong. We're gonna set up a load balancer here. We're gonna set up a load balancer here. This load balancer is going to feed into these pipes. This one will feed into this pipe. This one will feed into this pipe. I need to delete a bit more of these piping. So let's do it from this side, just in case I have to modify this. Come on, perfect. Now, this pipe will come here. This pipe will come there. These three pipes. This ground pipe will come across, across to there. This pipe will come down here, across to here. This pipe will come down and will go there. Now, we are going to prioritize these three pipes. These are going to be our secondary overflow pipes. So it'll take the primary flow from the power plant, storage tanks, and pump it. The reason I'm doing it this way, which is a bit weird, is simply so I can have enough connection points feeding into a central point. That's all. Then these pipes here will go. And then I'm just going to take advantage of the fact we now have unlimited unity. Thank you again for that, because yes, that was so annoying. And there we've got our water supply problem solved. That'll keep these tanks empty as they fill up, and then we can still keep water flow with these tanks. So it'll always try to empty these three tanks first before it tries to empty these tanks. Will that help us? I don't know. It depends on flow rates. Can we pump enough water out this way that it's not pumping from these? I don't know. But that should work for now just fine and not give us a problem. Now then, fuel. Is this building full? It is full. Okay, we'll just set it like that. And that'll let them empty the last of it. And yes, now everything has to travel way, way further because, well, there's no fuel station. Our wonderful gas tank system has, unfortunately collapsed. Alright. Fuel. All of it. Now, let's see. We go from distillation 1, 2, then we got the cracker unit. Sorry, the rubber maker, and then we got a cracker unit. We can't use the cracker unit yet. Sour water stripper. Are we making sour water? We're making sour water. So we can use this, and we can use this to make better rubber without waste products. So we're definitely going to do that. Okay, fuel reserves are not a problem. Steam will be a problem because we still need coal to make steam. We could make electricity. We'd have to do it on a much smaller scale. We'd overload the power plant, but we could maybe use electric boilers. Okay, sorry, I'm just gonna sneeze. Let me pause for a second. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to sneeze. And you don't need that all over your flippin' thing. I will admit, it's like getting a jump scare in the middle of a horror game, which I don't play. Well, actually, I am playing. I got Genesis Alpha 1 during the Steam sale. It's technically a horror game. Well, the ambience is horror game. Okay, let's see here. This takes 4.5. We do have enough reserves at the moment that we could definitely make 2 of them. 2 is not going to be a problem, and they'll still leave an enormous amount of power reserve. But I don't know if 2 boilers are going to make enough steam. They each make 12 steam. And how much does this need? 6. That should actually be enough. Oh, but the distillation needs two. So if we have two of these and two of those, and we can have two of these, that's one boiler. And we have four of these, which is one boiler as well. And it does make enough. I think that'll work. Okay, we're going to try this. I will admit I don't... Does it pump out water? No, it pumps out that. I'm not really... Because of the cheat mod that I have with the old mod author and all that fighting where you could create resource spawning modules that just spawn resources onto conveyor belts, it was quite easy to cheat this. Now I actually have to think. So, I'm in big trouble. I mean, me thinking, what does the world come to? This is a disaster. Okay, I'm just building it far away so I have plenty of room. So I can work out how I want to do. So we want two of these. And that'll provide the first stage of steam. And then we're going to have four of these. Okay. Something like this. I think I should pump it into reserve tanks. And then pump it into the station. Because yeah, I'm definitely going to want to... I'm going to configure some room here. Because we're not really hurting for space here. So, only problem is, this only produces 48 units of medium oil, and each of these take 48 units of medium oil. So, we're still going to run into a supply issue. What I could do, we may start running into slight steam production issues though, is something like this. The problem is, this takes 3, this takes 6, we have 24 to play with. Because I'm going to have 2 of these. I'm just going to place them here, I gotta really decide. So we have 2 of these, and one will be feeding this group, which is going to come up short by 6. One is going to be feeding this group. I just don't know how quickly it makes steam. Why does an electric... Oh, because... Okay, that makes sense. For a second there I thought, why does an electric boiler need a recipe? You put water in, you get steam out. It's sort of not really a major option, but it can run twice as fast as for twice the electricity. Now, while that might be a nice option, I'm not sure how stable our power supply is at the moment. It looks stable, it acts stable, it may not be very stable. Because right now, we're running off the coal reserves we managed to pull out of the mountain while I was building it. And while that may seem like a lot of coal, I don't think it really is. Yeah, 60, so it burns 120 units of coal every minute. That is going to kill this stuff in one shot. And we're not pulling enough coal out of this mountain yet. But we will be upgrading our vehicles shortly. I'm just letting the tier 2 parts pick up a bit. Okay, back to work. Enough distractions. Okay, let's just try it 2-2. Maybe I'll divert more coal, and then I'm just going to decide how... divert power to it. Okay, hang on a minute. No, I want separate inputs for all the steam power plants. So we want to move this one over, because we're going to have the building set up like this. Do we want to put a storage tank in between? I will admit, I've never built something this small before. I'm actually getting a bit confused, simply because I don't normally build things this small. We can move it closer afterwards, it's not a problem. I really hope I don't have this volume turned too high. Because you need to also hear me, the music is a nice add-on. Also, where is our water supply coming from? Because this is all oil. Water's way the way over there. That's going to be one heck of a pipe run. Is there any... No, there's no nearby water. So either we run a long pipe here, and then we got to run a long pipe from there. Okay, that defeats the purpose. We'll just run a long pipe from probably right here, and we'll just all the way down here. Okay, grab the 2 steam generators. They could park over here. And then they'll split off and supply. Okay, I'm going to move this also. Let's pull it a little bit closer. I don't know if we're going to be making enough diesel. You run a pipe there. What's gonna... No, I'm gonna make this easier on myself. It is so much easier to run the liquid this way, because then I'm not fighting with both pipes. Okay. Just like that. Plenty of room to screw up, so that's not going to be a problem. We can... no, I'm going to leave this gap so I can just run all the necessary liquids. And we'll have the other distillation programs here. This one will be run here. We can't store steam, right? Yeah, as far as I know, we can't store steam in a storage container. No, we can't store steam. There is a mod for molten metal, but not steam. Later on we get the liquid salt thermal storage, but even that's not going to do very well. I'm going to have to modify this because I'm actually quite surprised at myself. I don't know how to build small. Even here, I'm getting my spacing way wrong because I simply don't know how to build small. It's just been so long since I've actually had to build small that I've kind of forgotten how to do it. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm making a gap so I can run the steam pipes up and over. To there to grab another distribution unit. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. I don't know how to build small. This is taking up like 10 times the amount of space it would. Now that doesn't matter because we've got plenty of space, but I'm just a little surprised at myself. Did I screw this up again? No, I just moved this bit to over there. This one's over here because the entrance is here and the entrance is here. This one is going to be over here, so the pipe will fill this way. It works. Okay. Now then. Storage for light and heavy oil. So this is? Yeah. We're going to store those stuff this side. And we're going to put this stuff this side and we're going to break it down further. Which may need another steam plant. Let's run it this way. I know we're going to use the heavy oil later, we don't need it right now. Now, I'm doing this just to get spacing right, so I can upgrade these later. Oh, excuse me again, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, sorry about that. Unfortunately, we're at what is basically winter here in Pangani, so we are running into a slight hiccup that there's a lot of dry dust in the atmosphere. Okay, that looks absolutely terrible. I'll live with it. Can I actually move these power plants? I think I'm going to. Fine, yeah. Okay, water tanks. I'm going to just build them right here. Once again, we'll just do the easy thing. Yeah, no matter how I do this, it's not going to be neat. I suspect we're probably going to want some more water later. There we go. That's fine. Okay, where are we going to have rubber production? Oh no, first we want fuel storage, which is going to be here. And this is going to be quite large scale fuel storage. Because that's just what I always do. Probably not nearly enough. We're probably not going to make nearly enough diesel that we actually can use it. Because each of these are only going to produce 36 units of diesel. That's not a lot. We're not going to run into a... Oh, what have I screwed up here? Ah. Does it not? Oh, right. It doesn't. Right. I forgot. For whatever reason, you can't connect directly to a splitter. It has to be a pipe connection to a splitter. It's just a little annoying, but it's just part of the game. It may be designed to make sure you don't accidentally, I don't know, close a connection, I think? I don't honestly know. Okay, fuel's there. Give me this. Let's place it here. I'm going to shrink this down, though. So this is going to be a bit bulky. Have I left a gap? Yeah, I did. I don't need that gap here. Yeah, that's terrible, but it'll do. It will do. Okay, diesel. Sour water. We're not actually dumping in the ocean, so that's nice. We do have excess steam, because one of these generators powers these, one of these can power 4 of these. Problem is we're not producing, because this is 60 seconds, it'll produce that much, and this is also 60 seconds, it'll produce that much. So, very much a 1-to-1 ratio in this case, so we're not taking advantage of anything in this game. Okay, next step. Wrong step. Is the sour water stripper. Nitrogen. Can we store it? Oh no. By extracting ammonia and sulfur. Sulfur can be turned. Said water's not going to... Oh, we're also going to get water, so we can set up a cooling plant. That's fine. This will actually work out quite nicely. Now, how much sour water are we actually going to make? 18 and 18. 36. So we can only have one of these. That's fine. I don't like it. I like to have 10, but, you know, that's just me. I tend to do things a little bit crazily. Yeah, there's no point in adding a splitter here because it's not going to help us. Now, we want another one of these. This is going to produce more steam than we can actually use here. And that's 8, 11, 12, 13.5 megawatts of power. So that's quite a chunk of our power supply given our limited production capability. Plus we're going to have backup generators, but they'll only run, I think, if the coal plant goes down. Well, it'll just run them automatically. I'm going to have to see how I can set that up. Okay, we're going to make fresh water, so we'll set up our... we'll set up water here. How much of this? 21, so we probably only need a single distillation tower. Like I said, I'm not actually used to building this small. Okay, actually 2 of them will do fine. Have I left? I hopefully have left enough of a gap. This is why I wanted to go electric. Ah, yeah, that's not going to work. Now it'll work. Okay. That should be fine, and then we're going to have a long pipe running water here. Ah, then I want to set it up here. Let's not make that mistake again, please. Priority that one. So we'll prioritize water from these towers. Let's also put a buffer here, just to play it safe. I can't see us producing so much water that we actually need to store it. But just in case, maybe we get a better formula. Maybe I decide I need to speed up one of these facilities and I forget about the knockdown effect. It's not going to be the first time that's happened. It most certainly won't be the last. Okay. Now, these tanks have to be configured so they can't be filled. I don't see the trucks having access to these resources, but, you know, just in case. I will set up a fuel station and an access point. I'd like to tuck the fuel station near, but... By the way, this would be incredibly stupid in real life. Don't do this. Because what I've got is heavy, what is it now? I've got light oil, I've got medium oil, I've got diesel, all stuffed in a place where you're going to be filling it up. The chances that some idiot with a cigarette, and there's always an idiot with a cigarette, causes an accident in this setup is 100%. Eventually, some idiot is going to be filling up their vehicle, they're going to be smoking a cigarette, and something is going to go wrong. This will catch on fire, 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 this will breach under the heat and put out this fire temporarily, then it'll catch on fire again. Because that's what happens. That's always what happens. There's always going to be that one person. It's like, I don't know, some sort of biblical law. There's always that one person. Now, it may not be intentional, and the person who causes it to happen probably didn't even realize they were making a mistake. But it always seems to happen this way. I don't know why. Should I actually put it... I just like the way it tucks in. No other reason. It just tucks in nicely, so. Let's go with that. They will be allowed to export from this one. No. No, they will not. We will copy this tank, and we will put it here. And we will put a single connector there. I'll cut it closer. This one they can export from. This is so they can refill our ship. Okay, now we need to deal with this. I'm going to pitch a third set of tanks here. These tanks will go right there. They will take this. Don't know what I need this yet for, but I'm going to use it. How much are we making here? We're making 9, so we're making almost no sulfur. At all. And we need that to make, I'm once again looking in the wrong damn place. Rubber. Oh, we can make 2 rubber extractors out of 9 sulfur. That's awesome. Storage, Gareth. Always put a buffer. It just means that the whole system won't shut down if you're clogging somewhere. It also means you will have resource reserves if you need them. Yeah, that's why I made this pipe. And it'll go that way. Was that a thought? No. Did I maybe have it in the back of my head? Probably. No. No. Yes, please. And we can actually... This is actually going to work out really nice, all things considered. Because this will come around like that. This will come around like that. I don't know if it splits. I think it splits automatically. I can't remember. No. Oh, sorry, excuse me a minute. I think we have a package. Okay, from your perspective, that was like a millisecond. From my perspective, oof, that took a few minutes. Alright, I gotta finish building this first. Basically, our neighbor's cockatiel managed to escape. And while the bird has had its wings clipped, it apparently could fly far enough to be very annoying. Unfortunately, we did not find it. We think it may be somewhere in our yard or our neighbor's yard, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to also do another splitter. I think putting the splitter here will do fine. Okay, now lots of warehousing this time around. Well, actually, we don't need a lot of warehousing because these are the upgraded warehouses. Okay. And we've gotten rid of, well, I think we still have, no, we don't even have air pollution. I gotta admit, from a gaming perspective, this is a very clean setup. We're not really making any waste we can't reuse. But from a real-life perspective, I don't think we're gonna be this lucky. Okay, now comes the fun bit. We need the water supply. Can I? If I take the water here, run it here, run it up this way. This is going to be a long haul pipe. I really hope that isn't our neighbor again. Oops, sorry, I actually need to be closer here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add quite a few bridges. Ideally, I would actually build a water train, but is that too much effort for what I'm building? I think it might be. I think I'm just gonna, oops, straight pipes please. We don't need overruns. I'm just gonna have to build a lot of bridges. With respect to resources, this is stupidly expensive. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's only 137 units worth of resources. That's cheap. No, let's build this here. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go outside again and look and see what these dogs are doing. Because they're going nuts again against someone, and I don't want to. I'm gonna let this build in the background. I'm gonna pause the video, so we're gonna come back and it's probably gonna be fully functional. Okay, good, that's my cat and she doesn't have anything. I just want to make sure the dogs, our neighbors aren't doing something, or the dogs aren't doing something, and then we're running into trouble. So I'm pausing again, sorry about this, and then I'll be back in a bit. I'm gonna let it run in the background though. Yeah, sorry, once again, neighbors fun. They haven't managed to acquire their cockatiel. What's our power like? Okay, we're doing fine. We're producing steam, we're producing fuel, we're producing what we need. Excellent. So that is working. What is this doing? Is this even supplying? Oh, right. We've got to actually make the waste product. What are you missing? Not enough water. I'm confused. Oh, is it getting rid of the water that's the problem? Where have I made a bad connection? Yeah, that would do it. Someone in my watching this video is laughing their butts off. I'm trying to turn water into steam into water. Do you know that? It's water. Plain, old-fashioned water. Where are you struggling for pickup? Oh, let me guess. Yep. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just set this up. Set. Just these four. I promise I'm just not getting rid of sand fast enough to warranted. I really do love the fact that we can change the amount of storage space. That's like really, really awesome. It just makes life so much easier. Okay, water is now definitely not a problem. We actually have already made some rubber. Wow, we've made a lot of rubber. Oh no, sorry, it brought the rubber back from here. Okay. Dismantle those structures. Can export. Okay, we don't need to worry about this. This will drain as it goes along. And they'll dump it wherever it needs to go. Okay, only advantage to this is we don't have to worry about running out of resources. Also, we do have enough power here. I'm going to go on a limb and hope this keeps... Oh no, this is about to stall. But it's stalling because we weren't... Because we had a coal problem here. This is because of the sand. And copper, apparently. Yeah, that's the only drawback to this thing is just keeping the resources moving enough that you can use them. Because this power plant's about to stall. How much fuel is here? Yep, there goes my power supply. Nuts. Okay, how do I want to do this? Where do I want to do this? I want to run it from here. Where would I put... I'm gonna put the power generators. Ah. Yeah, this was sort of... I saw it coming. I'm not happy about it. But I saw it coming. And each one of these produces 5 megawatts. Our current requirement is 14 megawatts. So this is 20. So 25 should be more than enough to solve any production problems we have, as far as fuel reserves are concerned. Problem is we need to actually grab it. No, we can take it from after the tank storage. That's fine. Yeah? Sorry, 1 moment. Okay, good news. Neighbors found their cockatiel, so that's one less thing to worry about today. Alright, I had to pause the thing, but I've set up the power plant. I'm just going to cheat it in. Because we need power. We got no power, so we got no food, so we got no electricity, so we have problems, people. And I don't think we have any diesel. We may have a serious problem. We may not have enough diesel to run the generators. Oh no, they've kicked in. And that supplies power, and I think we have no active disease. So why are you people... Oh, because I just put the air pollution back up. Why are they unhappy? They've got power, they've got water. Oh, there we go. Now they're sorted again. Yeah, everybody gets upset when there's no power. Now there's no diesel. Oh boy. I may have to pump diesel into this system. Can I import diesel here? That'll dump plenty of fuel into the system. Not a lot of it, but it'll pump enough of it into the system to actually... Okay. Prioritize the power systems to get that back online. Yeah, it was working, but we were working off our reserves. Now what I can do is I can import coal, order the trucks to keep this one full, and then I'm going to cheat in a lot of coal. Because yeah, that did not work according to plan. Okay, that's 10,000 units of coal. That should be plenty. And then they'll take it from the warehouse and dump it into the... Yeah. This will delete this as well, so that's not a problem either. It prioritizes keeping the generators going so we have power, which hopefully will build up our fuel reserves. I may even have to set up the old-fashioned fuel, fuel production system just to maintain our continuous production. Because yeah, we're just not making enough. We don't have enough steam. We don't have enough power to make enough steam to run the generators and make enough fuel. That's the only hiccup. Everything else is working fine. We've got more than enough oil. Okay, that should do for now. Yeah, it's going to take a little while to completely drain this tanks. Diesel is good, so we're not shot yet, and this is going to be filled up quickly. And I'll get this power plant back online for a little while. And we've got enough sand storage so we can keep piling stuff in here, so that's good. I'm seriously going to just set these all to way too much storage to be good. That way I really don't have to worry about anything. Okay, I'll fix the tree harvesters now. I can't see me ever needing to modify or upgrade these storage facilities. Oh, these aren't even tier 1 upgrades, are they? No, these are tier 1 storage tanks. Do I want to waste the resources upgrading them? Because then I think I have to reset them. I don't know. Okay, we've cleared the trees here. We cleared the path here. Let's just... yeah, this forest is toast, I'm sorry to say. Not what anyone who cares about nature will want to hear, but this will probably become part of a replanting operation later. I actually like that concept, that what you replant, what you cut down. The drawback comes into those people who are just cutting down the rainforests, which is terrible. I like breathing. It's one of these things I really enjoy doing, and one of these days I'm not going to be able to do it, because there's not going to be enough damn trees to keep the air clean. Now that's not entirely it, but it is what everybody first thinks of when you think that way. I know there are other environmental factors that convert air to oxygen. I think there's also certain sea life that does the same thing, that consume carbon monoxide. I can't quite remember. I have to look it up. I did watch a documentary, but you know, you watch a documentary, it's interesting, you fall asleep halfway through. That sort of thing. Okay, fuel reserves, check. 5,000 units of diesel. Excellent. I'm not producing nearly enough diesel. Not even close. Not even close to enough diesel. And the only reason I need... well, actually I don't need diesel now, because the main power plant is kicked back in, so that's not a problem either. This is just backup. This shouldn't actually be running almost at all. Most of the time. Most of the time these things should be gathering rust. Which is not actually how you want your hardware to be, but it is what it is. Okay, how long have we actually been doing this? Because I've been running around and I haven't kept track. Okay. Actually made quite a bit of video. Alright, what other technologies, equipment, supplies, resources do we need to do? We need more homes. But I'm going to pause this because we don't need more... okay, no, let's finish this one and then we'll pause it. We still need to do exploration. We need to get rid of all the coal. This is going fine. We've actually got quite a reserve of resources here. We don't have coal. Coal is where we're running into the trouble. So we need to start upgrading our vehicles. Does this building have connectors? It does. Do I want to move the building? Rubber is there. That is there. And fuel. Diesel's where the problem is once again coming in. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to temporarily move the building somewhere else. Because what we could do is we could take rubber from this point here and drag it over here. Then we're going to put a bridge. Yes, I'm working on getting the housing problem solved. Pause that. I'll quick build this one. The trucks can deliver the rest, but this will get that solve the housing issue. Because yeah, we've got a fairly decent population. Not a tremendous population, but a decent population. Okay, let's pause this. I could supply everything here. Fluid storage. No, I don't want that one. We want just a standard small one. We don't need the big one. This will have diesel, and we will fill it to the capacity. Don't want the trucks to import resources here because we're going to supply it ourselves. This is actually just going to be a temporary thing. I'm not going to do this over the long haul because I don't want to do it over the long haul. So I'm going to put these these connectors fairly obvious. Okay, I screwed this one up a bit. And I screwed this one up. Hang on, let's delete this completely. This one will run ground level. It will come here to the first one. Yeah, I'm gonna dismantle this later because this is not going to be a permanent thing. Okay. Put diesel in there. Can we export diesel, or was it just pumping it in? Okay, we can export diesel from here. It's fine, and we've got auxiliary reserves here. Are we running? No, most of that diesel fuel that's being burned up is going here. We're using it to make rubber. Well, we need rubber, so that's not a big hiccup. It's going to suck later because we're not actually making enough diesel. This tank is filling up, so it is working. We are making diesel, just not enough diesel. And while we could boost the production, it's not going to work. Can we maybe... What happens if I boost this production? Okay, yeah, steam is insufficient. Okay, so that's definitely not going to work. Okay, we're not going to worry about boosting that production. I was just curious what that would do. But yeah, no, that's okay. And here come the supplies. I think what we're going to upgrade first are the trucks, and then we'll upgrade the excavators. Start. Supplies are going to be available, so that's not going to be a problem. We'll have diesel supplies here. We'll have vehicle parts, though maybe not as many vehicle parts as we would like, but we can make them. So that's not a problem. Steel, once again, is going to be our hiccup. I will admit, I'm not very good at this, because coal, we're not getting enough coal. Despite this enormous coal supply, we are seriously not pulling enough coal. Because we're feeding 2 lots. Mind you, we have coal stored. The train can take it. I'm seriously wondering if I should build another train. Problem is, I can supply this train without any difficulties. I mean, without any difficulties whatsoever, I can supply this train. Okay. Yeah, we're closing in on the 1 hour mark, so basically just checking what's working, what's not working. I may just continue playing after I've got the vehicle. Well, no, I don't. Well, the problem is we can't do much with the next episode until we get our vehicles upgraded. So I may just leave it to run to get the vehicles upgraded, and then... But at least get some of the vehicles upgraded. What are our cars' current setup? We got 1 good new truck. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Take this. Do this. Do this. Place it... I'm gonna say... there? Will this even help? Okay, I'm gonna try this and see what happens. I may have to cancel our current operation and restart it. Okay, okay, so vehicle parts will come here and it'll go into there. It will also come here and it'll go into there. Rubber will come into here. It will go into there. It will also hop over and go into there. Then we will quick build the structure. And, oh yeah, this one you can't quick build depots. And my trucks are busy. Wonderful. Come on, bring the supplies. Let's get this depot built and see if this speeds up vehicle production. Because I really want to get vehicles built. Hopefully this will start solving our resource supply issue. So that is the hiccup we've been running into here. Despite our fairly large mining operation, we're not actually achieving anything. Still transshipping coal here, though. Are these tier 1 tanks? No, these are tier 2 tanks. But yeah, that solves our power supply issue at least. Okay, is it finished? Is it working? Yes, it is. Okay, so that doubles car replacement, which is perfect. That doubles vehicle replacement, so we'll get rid of 2 vehicles every few minutes rather than 1 vehicle. Our population is quite happy because we have 236 units of Unity. Are there any upgrades we want? I'm going to activate the fuel reduction because now Unity is not a problem. It's not a problem anymore. Water is not a problem because we have unlimited water, so I'm going to reduce fuel usage, and that'll hopefully enable me to save a little fuel. Because, yeah, production-wise, I really do actually need to consider building a second rail train, or at least upgrading this train, which means unlocking the next tier of R&D. Because, yeah, it does work, it just doesn't carry a lot. Which is ever so slightly annoying. But luckily we don't need to worry about it now. I can upgrade all these and then set them to 50,000 units each. I don't know. We're replacing vehicles as quickly as we can. Okay, I'm going to call it there for this episode. I've hoped you've all enjoyed. Despite the hullabaloo that's gone on today. Because, oy. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is Gareth from Whatchamacallit Gaming, out.